Hello everyone, welcome to another Kontentino webinar session. Thank you so much for making the time today afternoon and joining us. My name is Chiara, I'm the customer support manager here at Kontentino, and today we have also Ramiro here, who is the product manager in Kontentino, and we will be both happy to talk to you today about our most recent update, which is the new enhanced communication section in the posts. And Ramiro might also give you some more insights into the hows and whys of how we have designed this new communication section. So yeah, basically to sum it up, the new communication section brings a more sleek design, a more user-friendly environment, all designed to enhance your collaboration and approval workflow, and overall the communication flow with your team. So in today's webinar session, what we are going to cover is the key benefits and the value of the new communication section. Then we are going to do a quick tour of the new features that we have added to the communication section, and we will also present you some of the other enhancements that we have released in the past couple of weeks or months. And at the end of the webinar, as usual, we will do a quick live Q&A. So again, I would like to encourage you to type your question into the comment section in the YouTube stream. We will get back to them later and reply to all of your questions. Good, so without further ado, I will jump to the key benefits of the new communication section. So probably my personal favorite is that what we have tried to achieve is meeting the social media platform standard. So what is really great in the new communication section is that the interface and the functionalities that it has resemble the standard that you know from the major social media platforms and also from the chat platforms, for example. Is there anything maybe that you would like to add to this?
No, mostly, yeah, we wanted to focus on bringing things that people are familiar with to Kontentino, so that they, from the first time that they step into Kontentino, they basically know what to do and how it works, and they see all their favorite features there right away.
Yeah, exactly. sometimes coming up with new ideas is just learning from the ones that do it the best in the industry.
For sure, and I mean, like the chats have been invented and reinvented many times. So I think like by now we all know what works, what we like, and that's basically what we wanted to achieve in this iteration.
Yes, that's perfectly said. Another key benefit is that we have enhanced the collaboration workflow by keeping basically everything in one place. So with the current functionalities and the design, there is no need anymore basically to jump to other tools or other chat platforms. And basically you can keep all your communication, all your files and all the information in one place, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would say that team collaboration is one of the biggest, let's say, maybe pains that many people in social media encounter. Not because of the collaboration itself, but because it happens across several channels and platforms. And what we want to do is to encourage our users to unify everything in Kontentino so that they have basically all the information that they need, as you mentioned, right there. So they can see how the post is going to look, they can see what have been all the changes done to this post historically, and they can communicate, vote, interact in different ways, all in one place without the need to go into other platforms, to your email, to check incredibly long documents where you have to cross-reference, and we know that it can become a huge hassle, that you have to just basically keep all the balls in the air. So we want to make it as straightforward as possible and as powerful as possible, so that you feel that when you're in Kontentino you don't really need to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, and it also brings me to my last point, or the last key benefit, which is the overall transparency that really improved with the help of all the things that you mentioned. So whether it is better targeting of other team members within the communication, or searching for example, the approval buttons, or also the color distinction, for example, between the roles. So if you are mentioning client or internal team member, you can really see while you are crafting the communication who you are mentioning in your message. So yes, all this sounds amazing, and I'm excited to show you how the new features work in action. So yep, let's jump into that. So the first, maybe also most notable addition are the different reactions that you can add to the comments. So again, this circles back to the social media industry standard that I mentioned in the beginning. So now you are able to better nuance your reactions or give them a little bit more color and context. And the way it works is simply that when you open up your post and your internal communication, you can simply put there up to 5 different reactions if you click on the react icon. Once you click on it, the full emoji library will open up, so you are not limited there just to maybe 5 different emojis, but you can really be creative and use anything that is helpful for you. And yeah, if you click on your reaction, you can also undone the step. And if you hover with your mouse over each reaction, you can actually see which users upvoted the specific reaction and simply have a better overview of that.
Maybe something I would like to add to this one is that, yeah, basically we know that communication comes in all forms and colors, and we want to keep up to date to the industry standard. For example, in chats, the way that we are using it as well is to create simple polls. So if you have an idea and you want people to just give you quick feedback on it, instead of having a long list of comments that maybe are not necessary, but you just need like a quick reaction, this is perfect for it. So it really makes communication and collaboration with your team like more straightforward, more similar to the day-to-day, and way smoother than having to go sometimes too deep into nuances that maybe are not necessary.
Yeah, exactly. It helps to improve the speed, for example, of the decision process. So
For
if you
sure.
have a simple question and you don't want to get lost, you can, for example, make a poll directly in the communication section.
And as you said, since you can see which user are reacting, then you also have basically an overview of like who's voting for what and where, instead of having to like keep track going down a long conversation. So for sure, this is very helpful.
Yes, I'm also really happy to see how our users will get creative maybe with this reaction, and maybe they will even come up with different ways of how to use them. So yeah, feel free to share with us once you get to it. Another great feature is the More menu, or the expanded menu, which you can discover when you click on the three dots next to each comment. So there are basically two ways of how you can use it. You can either go to a comment of your colleague and open it, or you can also use it with your own comment, and this gives you a set of even more options. So yeah, if you want to use it with another user's comment, it gives you the options to either reply to a specific comment, as you can see here, or you can pin the comment. So if there is any important information that you would like to keep visible for the rest of the team, you can click on the pin. As you can see, after you click on pinning a comment, a new section appears, which is called pinned. And here you can have another view or another overview of all the important comments that you would like to keep in one place, maybe in this form of a list view, we could even call it. Yes, and if you interact with your own comment, it gives you also the option to edit your comments. So there is no need to write another comment. And in case you are not happy with your comment, you can also permanently delete it.
Yeah, actually, this was requested by our users for a while, which again, it's an invitation for all of you to give us feedback and keep telling us what is that you want to see in Kontentino, what are you missing, because basically that's where we get our inspiration, from the feedback from our users. And definitely the pinning and the editing, deleting and replying is a great boost to our communication section. I believe that we also have some extra case in the other post for the pinning that maybe we can show everyone.
Yeah, sure. Yes, you probably mean this one.
Yes.
Right.
So basically, when thinking about different use cases of how to use pinned comments, we also realized that in some cases when you have different versions for copies or text for one post, it can get very difficult to have the overview of them, and it can get lost maybe inside a conversation when the discussion goes long. So to keep things in context, you can definitely pin the two versions, and people can upvote it, combining it with the emojis reactions that we have. So that way you would have in one place the two ideas, and you would have an overview of exactly how many people like which one, and you can make a decision on what is the best idea, while still having a discussion and a conversation in the internal chat, for example.
Exactly. And for example, this specific part in this case is from a client approval process. So the client can also collaborate on this with you and help you to select the best version for the post text, for
sure.
example.
Yeah, just a reminder, of course, client and internal communications are separated. The same way with pinned comments, the client will only see the pinned comments from the client section, and your internal team will be able to see both.
Yes. Another great addition is streamlining the approval management. This means that if there is any action taken in the history of the communication section which is related to approvals, it will appear and remain in the communication section in a form of a window, basically with the approval buttons, so that you can see exactly who and when did send content for approval, and it simply helps you to keep a better track of the history of the actions in the post.
Yeah, basically what we wanted is that the communication section, basically it's a timeline for you as well. We know that collaborating in different type of content is basically dealing with several timelines at the same time that are happening in different stages with different people, and can get very confusing to keep track of when did we send this, when did anyone said this. So the idea with Kontentino is, as you said, like to bring transparency into communication and team collaboration, so that you can see what is the timeline of the collaboration inside your post while having these actions. But of course, we understand that if the discussion keeps going longer, maybe you would be afraid that you would lose this message, but don't worry, Chiara will also show you how to get back to these messages specifically, for example.
To the approval messages.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. I mean, of course, there are several ways. As you can already see, the approval buttons are visible when you scroll through the communication section, but for the internal approval process, for example, we also keep them in the footer so that you can quickly access them at any time. But we also have this amazing feature, which is the go to approval request button. So if you click on it, it will take you directly to the part of the thread where the approval buttons are.
Yeah, additionally, you can also always pin an approval message if you find it necessary. That way you would always, you and your team will always have access to the approval message in case you're giving some directions or you are giving some extra information that you consider important. Then you can keep it pinned for your team there as well.
Yes. And last but not least, we have added the view user cards functionality. That means that if you, for any reason, want to move the communication, for example, into the email with the client or with the team member, you can easily just go with your mouse on the photo of the user. This will open up a card with the name of the user, with his or her role in Kontentino, and will also give you the email of the user. So when you click on the email, obviously this will open a pop-up for crafting the message in your email provider. And you can also use the shortcut to see the profile of the user in order to move to the user settings in Kontentino if you want to further adjust, for example, the role of that person.
Yeah, this is also, let's just say, it's a first iteration. If there is any information that you would find valuable in this user card, please do give us feedback and let us know, because we would like to know how it can bring you more context and more information and help the collaboration with your team and with your clients as well.
Yes. This also brings me to another question that I have. We know, and I think that more of you also know, that previously in the old calendar there was also the communication section, which is now not available anymore. So could you maybe bring some more light on why the new communication section works only in the new calendar version?
Yes, of course. As many of you might know, and if you are new, maybe you don't, a couple of years ago, we started with Kontentino moving into a new design. That is what we call the new calendar. The beta version that was back then, it was that, basically a beta version where we wanted to find where were the things that we wanted to keep and where were the things that needed improving in Kontentino. And we have been working on this for the last 2 years. Which means that the technology that we were using in the old calendar is it's becoming more and more difficult to support and to maintain. And of course, we don't want to put resources into something that we will eventually deprecate and stop using. We made sure that it was available until a point where we felt confident enough that we were bringing the same or more value to our users. So that's the reason why we're doing it at this point. There have been several updates into the calendar, into the user flow itself, and into our user interface that we are very happy with, and we are very confident that can bring you extensively more value compared to the old calendar. If maybe you tried the first version of our new calendar back in the day and it was not what you were expecting, we invite you to try the latest version. We have worked to bring it closer in terms of functionality to the version that everyone loved, while adding this kind of new functionalities that can only be done with the new design system, with the new user interface and user experience, and also with only the new technology that we are using in our backend as well. So yeah, basically that's the bottom line. We will keep bringing value and new things, but from here on we're moving forward and slowly saying goodbye to the version of Kontentino that was there maybe 2 years ago. So I think it's enough time for us to transition, for sure.
Thank you for the explanation. I'm very excited for the new era of Kontentino,
Same.
to be honest. Basically this is to close the part about the new communication section and move on to some other enhancements that we have added into the calendar in the recent weeks that I would like to highlight. So the first one, probably some of you are already familiar with it, is the first comment feature. So basically when you open up any post and go to the add first comment to the post option, you can switch it on here on the right with the toggle switch and write here any comment that you would like to be posted under your post on the social media together with the original post. We support this functionality for any social media channel, and as you know, there are many ways of how you can utilize this feature within your strategy, whether it is linking to some external website or adding some additional hashtags to your posts, etc. I don't know if you can think of any other way of how to use this.
Yeah, something interesting that one of our users actually brought up to us is that in some cases when they're having some kind of contest or some offer that they're promoting in their social media, they don't want to put all the, let's say, steps and different policies that they have to put there in the description. So they prefer to put it, for example, in the first comment. So let's say that is a place where you can add any additional information or context that you don't want to have directly in the description if you want to keep it nice and short.
Yeah, amazing. Moving on to the calendar. We have also added a set of improvements that help you to speed up your productivity. One of those is the quick actions. You can activate the quick actions by going to any post and basically clicking with your 2 fingers, and this will open up a drop-down menu of the actions that I know that you are already familiar with. So it's editing, duplicating the posts, copying the link to the post, or generating a link to external sharing. Also, you can move the post or download the post assets or change the post status or even delete it. You can do all of these without having to open up the post and waiting for it to load. So again, this saves you maybe a few clicks and a few seconds.
Yeah, from our side in product, this was a bit of an experiment. So we want to hear from you if there's any quick actions that would be valuable for you as a pro user in Kontentino that you would like to have like very quick and right next to you, like at the reach of your hand. So please give us some feedback if there's any actions there that you are missing or that you would like to see there in the future.
Yes. And another addition to this quick actions is the quick selection, which you can find here in the corner of the calendar. And this is meant, if I'm not mistaken, for selecting all the posts within a specific month.
Yes,
right?
exactly. So just very quick selection that you can make as well.
Yes. Another thing that a lot of you were requesting was making the side panel here on the left responsive. So as you can see, if you are moving between the different posts in this list, the calendar view basically acts according to it. And it works also the opposite way. So if you start in your calendar and you move your mouse to different posts, the side panel basically reacts to it.
Yeah, this was one of those things that were in the old calendar and that people really found helpful to navigate. So we brought it back as a request from our users. So again, give us feedback and we would do our best to make it happen and to make you happy.
Yes. There is one last part, which is outside of calendar, and that is the dashboard view. Can you maybe tell us more about what changed here?
Yes, for sure. So also the dashboard was in our old system. It was with our old design. So we decided to give it a quick upgrade. We will be adding some functionality to this in the future, but of course it depends in how our users would want to use it. So for now, it's very straightforward. It's basically a way to have an overview of the tasks and the posts that you have for that day. So the way that we imagine it is the place where you go to do anything that is urgent or that needs needs your attention, for example. So in the middle, you will see a list with all the posts that you have for today. And you also have the arrows to navigate to see if you have any posts tomorrow or the day after. So basically just a very focused view of things that might need your immediate attention or to have a reminder of what's going to happen in your socials on that day. Then next to it, you have My Task section where you will see all the tasks that have been assigned to you and that are pending. So this way you can just get right away down to them and manage them very straightforward without having to go to the calendar, select the profile, select filter, search for the assigned task. So this is a very streamlined way to just get down to what needs your attention. And the idea is that here you would have a snippet that would give you the information that you need. And under this, we have the waiting for section that is basically all the tasks that have been assigned to other users. You can filter them by channel or by user, however you prefer. So it's great for managers to have an overview of what is pending in the different channels, if there is what is the status of different tasks that they might be waiting for, and to be able to navigate, again, urgent issues or things that might need attention or that are somehow still being processed. Something important that I would like to mention is that we got a lot of feedback on this, and many of you were talking to us about profile groups being removed from the dashboard. It's coming back. We're bringing it back. We listened very attentive to the feedback, and we are making some small changes here and there according to what you suggested. So yeah, these changes are coming pretty soon.
Great, thank you. I love the versatility of the calendar and the dashboard combined.
Yeah, I think like that's what we thrive for in Kontentino, is that whatever your workflow is, you would find a way to implement it in Kontentino and to find what is the most comfortable way for you to work.
Yeah, as was several times mentioned, please come to us and let us know about your suggestions or maybe new ideas of how you would like to work in Kontentino, as sometimes we are not able to come up with all of them, and it's always interesting to find out about how you work.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you would like to show also how the client section looks in the communication.
Yeah, of course, it might be also interesting. Yes. So basically, here's how the client's perspective looks like. When you open up the post, here again, you have the visible approval buttons. And as was already mentioned, you see only the client communication section. I would like to also point out one more thing from the admin or the manager perspective. Yes, and that is basically the miniature here saying how many people are working on the client side. So again, you have a better overview of who is there available for the approval. And if you go with your mouse over the number of people, it will also give you the list of the names. And you can also easily add a new client if you are missing anyone there, which is really cool addition.
Yeah, something important that perhaps it's linked to a question that we have made to us right now in the chat is the differentiation between internal and client communication by color. So far, what we have done is that any client communication is in purple and any internal communication is in blue. And when it's, basically this is the differentiation that we have for admins and managers inside of Kontentino. We got a suggestion that probably also the background should be a different color. Let us know if this is enough for you, or if you still think that it would be more helpful that the background is different. We can of course consider it. There's no problem with this.
I guess that there are more questions awaiting, so we can jump to those. Yes. So social media room is writing, "Hi, thanks for the webinar. To help to differentiate internal conversation area and client area, it would be beneficial to have different background colors." Yes, I guess we already covered that one. Yes, Junior Achievement Latvia is asking whether a recording will be available. Yes, it will be available. It is always available, and we are sending the recording to you in the email, and it will be also available in our community Facebook group, Kontentinos. So don't worry, you will get it, and you can also share it with your team members. Then there is another question about the color of the status is approved pending rework, which should be different, like in the old calendar. Have you addressed this one already?
Yes.
Okay.
I will be completely open with you. We have worked with several theories of what we believe would be the best approach. The feedback has been that it's not good enough, that perhaps like the vision that we have is not very easy to understand from our users. I believe that this is completely related to this. So we are looking into it once again and hoping to make changes that would make sense both in terms of the whole workflow and the usability of these different statuses. It's great that you reference the old calendar so that we can grab some inspiration from there once more. So thanks a lot. So yes, we are definitely looking into this one as well.
Yes. Emma agrees the color of internally and client pending approved is too similar.
Perfect.
Thank you for your feedback. Phoenix Slovakia is asking a quick question. Hello, Kontentino. When we add new client in the client chat, does that mean that he will be added to the profile as a whole or only to the post? Yes, if I may answer this one. If you click on adding a new client, this will take you to the user settings, basically where you can manage inviting new people to the Kontentino company account. So yes, this will add the person to the profile and to the account. Yeah.
If there is a case where you think that collaborating with users in specific posts but not in the whole social media profile exists, like we would like to also hear it, because as Chiara mentioned, there's some use cases that some of us might not know. So we are very curious about if this is the case. But for now in Kontentino, it means that you would add it to collaborate in the whole profile.
Frami Jenkins is asking if the update will be available for all types of accounts. I'm not really sure if I understand the question, so maybe if you can elaborate more, if by accounts you mean social profiles or the different user accounts.
Basically, all these changes are available for all different tiers of Kontentino. It doesn't matter which plan do you have, all these features will be available for you and for any user that is using the new calendar. So if you're in a trial, it's available. If you are a Kontentino user and you are working in the new calendar, it's available as well.
Yes, I hope this answered your question, Frami, but if not, please let us know in the Kontentino live chat and our support team will be happy to further answer that.
Yeah, and this is live, by the way, so you can for sure go and check in your account, and if by any chance you don't see it there, please talk to our support team and we will help you with this.
Yes, there is another question by Frami, and that is, where can I leave feedback? I struggle with tagging accounts. The data doesn't grab the profile links sometimes. I believe that this refers to tagging other business pages in the post text. So yeah, there can be several reasons why this might not work. First of all, you need to make sure that your social media profile is connected to the profile in Kontentino so that Kontentino can actually work with the database from the API of all the business pages that can be mentioned. So this is the first thing that's good to check. And then also, if it's a name of the page which contains multiple words, there is a guide directly in the Kontentino post text windows which describes how you should write the name of the business page, basically.
Yeah, but also in case you didn't know, you were not aware, on the bottom right corner of your Kontentino interface, there is the chat bubble where you can write us always about this type of different issues that or curiosities that you might have, or questions or suggestions. So the place to leave feedback and to ask for help is definitely in the chat bubble, and we are very fast, the fastest. So yeah, please do it there, and we will be happy to make sure that everything works for you.
Yes, I'm checking if there are any other questions, but I believe that's it.
Yeah.
So guys, if there's anything that pops up to you later, feel free to contact us in the live chat, as Ramiro just said, and yes, we will be happy to answer anytime.
Yeah, before we go, there is something very important for us. We went live very recently with our new website, and we would love to hear from you. It's not just a new website, but we are going with a whole new identity as well. There's going to be a lot of changes coming in Kontentino, so for us it's very important to hear from you, your opinions, if you're missing something, if you would like to see something else there. So yes, please go and check it in kontentino.com and let us know what you think.
Yes, this is an exciting chapter for us, and we would all like to have you on board with us. I see that there is one more comment that came from Emma that says, the updated UX looks good. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this positive feedback. Yeah, there is one last question, so I will quickly address it. On the calendar, when we click to select the month, we have to select the 1st March to 31st March, and then we have to go to the content plan and select March again to finally see all the content plan. I'm really glad that this question came up, because maybe we can just quickly explain how the content plans and the filters work in the new calendar.
Yes, basically, let's say the structure of information in Kontentino is that you have the date selector that basically just gives you which are the days that you're going to see in the calendar. And then in the filter section, you have, for example, content plans or post types or different criteria that you can filter through. Content plans are basically subfolders. So if you have created a subfolder, of course you would have to select it in order to see the posts that are inside of it. If this is not working well for you, then I recommend that you just keep the post that you're creating in the default content plan. That way you don't have to deal with content plans at all. Additionally, you can also clear all filters so that you would see basically posts that are in all content plans at the same time. And this should solve your issues. So perhaps it's a misunderstanding on what is the data structure here. So just a reminder, content plans are just filters and subfolders.
Yes, thank you very much for the explanation. I also believe that our time is up, so please, in case your question wasn't answered, reach out to us via the live chat and we can continue from there on. Thank you again so much for joining us today, and see you on the next webinar.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you.